Hey guys, my name's Carl Golden and welcome to my home studio tour 2018. Hey guys, welcome to Golden Studios. If you guys didn't know, this is basically a converted log cabin that I had in the back of my garden. You can watch the video where myself, my dad and some friends actually changed this into a home studio, into what it is today.
Another day that you stay strong. You found a place to keep you from living out your lives in real life. There's hope yet to be found. Hope before you hope again. Don't give up before the end. You need to quench the pain and to start again.
It was a lot of hard work. Basically, I just watched YouTube videos and made everything up as I went along in terms of looking how to do the electronics, looking how to insulate or how to soundproof. It's probably all wrong, but I'm happy with it. I've had it for nearly a year now, over a year now I think I've had the studio, and I'm so happy with everything. I did have a lot of complaints with people saying, why have you put your studio in the corner? I firstly only did it because I had this IKEA table, which you can see, and it was basically a corner table and it fitted nicely in the corner, gave me a lot more space in the studio. I know it's not great for hearing the correct sound signals and things, but it does the job for me and I'm happy, and that's all that matters. But yeah, this is my studio. I've got most of my guitars on the wall, the rest are in the house that I don't have on show here. I've got some ukuleles, a mandolin there, and my brand new Sterling Stingray 5 bass, which is beautiful. You may have seen some of my bass solos on this the other day. I've got my leather sofa, as you can see here. I'm from the UK. I'll go through everything today. That I have all my gear. I've got some pedals. I've got an amp in here. I've got my spare lighting stuff. There's my other camera. What else we got? I've got a bin. You've got to have a bin in the studio. Lots of crisps. I'm very healthy. Most importantly, in a studio, you need these, which are some SpongeBob SquarePants slippers. Yeah, great for the winter. What else have I got under here? Got my green screen, which I used to use quite a lot. Another wah pedal hidden under there. Let's go through my guitars first. As I said, this is not my whole collection, but these are the main guitars I use. Here's my Shergold Masquerader SM02. Absolutely beautiful guitar. This is cherry coloured. And this is such a versatile guitar. They're a UK company. Make sure you check them out. Next up, we have an Epiphone Sheraton. This is a beautiful guitar. It's not really my kind of style, but I do love it. It's a hollow body. You can see here. Poke your finger in there. That's wrong. But yeah, my uncle actually changed out the tremolo bar, as you can see here. Next up, we have my most gigged and played guitar that I've ever bought. It's my Fender Telecaster. It's a Japanese model. I swapped out the pickups. So I actually have a Blue Note P90 bare knuckle pickup here in the neck and a DiMarzio fast track pickup in the bridge, which both complement each other and sound awesome. Next up, we have my only Chapman guitar. This is the ML1 Revere Signature model, which I love. I don't think they make these anymore, so I'm quite proud to own this. It's a beautiful looking guitar and it plays great. It's got a Floyd Rose as well. My only guitar to have that, so it doesn't go out of tune when I do some Van Halen stuff or whatever. Here's my 50th anniversary Stratocaster. This is another beautiful guitar I use for my Jimi Hendrix and my Red Hot Chili Pepper covers. Okay, we have the bad boy. You guys all know this. My Gibson Les Paul gold top. This is a deluxe model, so it has those mini humbuckers in there. Set in the Sweet Child of Mine position, of course. But yeah, that's a lovely guitar. Here we have my Peter Green vintage guitar, which my uncle passed down to me. He's not passed away, he passed it to me, as in he gave it to me. He's still alive. Hey Chris, how you doing, man? Yep, so I've got this set to really low tuning. This has a set of beefy slinkies on, these ones. Right, moving on. So we have some ukuleles and a mandolin. I do actually have a load more ukuleles in the house, which I don't really use that often. So maybe I'll do some giveaways of them. But these are my main ukuleles. We have some Namui here, NUC 800 I think it is. That is a beautiful sounding ukulele. But here is one of my favourites, which I purchased a few months ago. It's Epiphone Les Paul ukulele. Because the fact it looks like a Les Paul, I had to buy it. You can plug it in. You can actually watch me play on this. I think I did Thunderstruck by AC/DC on the ukulele. So go check that out if you haven't already. Next up, we have my Gear for Music mandolin. It does need a new string. There's only one on that bit there. Next up, we have the Ortega ukulele, which is a Rosewood series. I don't think they make these anymore. So that's a shame, but I'm sure they have other instruments very similar that sound great. And that is the NU 300, I think. That's another Namui guitar. Ukulele, sorry. There's me leather surfer. Every studio needs one of these. A fan. Next up, let's have a look at some of my pedals I've got here. So you can see I have some Dan Electro, Cash Cow, Big Spender, Spinner Speaker, which I used recently in some of my videos. I've got a lot of Boss pedals. Let's have a little look what we've got. Got Super Chorus, got an equalizer, phase shifter, flanger, mega distortion. We've got a blues driver. This is the Super Octave OC3. I think that's a digital delay behind there. But I don't often use these pedals anymore as I don't gig that much. I want to get back into that. This is a brand new pedal that I've got recently. It's the Beat Buddy, which is the ultimate drummer in a pedal. This is an awesome pedal. I highly recommend you check it out. Everyone must have one of these. Digitech whammy pedal, of course. Right, what have we got up here? So I'm always using my Ernie Ball cables, which I've got here. These are anti-tangle. They're great and worth the money. You pay a bit more for these, but quality cables. Copy of my album. If you guys haven't got it yet, make sure you do. Support me if you can. You can buy this on my Bandcamp, I think it is. Got your Vaseline. Don't know why that's there. Oh, I've got my Jared Ring Shop, I think, made these. This is my wedding ring, but it doesn't fit on my actual wedding finger, so I have to use it on my middle finger on my right hand. But it's a bit worn down, which is why it's not always on. Anyway, I've got my Pop Rocks little dolls. These things are awesome. Hey Slash, you guys getting along all right? Yeah. Guitar tuner, always handy. Some Jimi Hendrix plectrums there. My little Marshall amp doesn't really work anymore. What is that, the MS-2? So for my guitar tones on YouTube, all I use now is this bad boy, the Torpedo Live, and I connect this to my Kraken amp by Victory. So basically now for my YouTube videos, I use the Kraken amp and I go into my Torpedo Live, then I go into my computer. And that is how I get my sick tones. This doesn't even have a clean channel. There's literally a gain and another gain. However, you can just turn down the volume on your guitar and you get a sick, clean sound. So I learned this from the mighty Rabia of Dorje. Here's all the strings that I use. So mostly on the electric guitar, I'll use either Paradigm or regular Slinkies 10s. So 10 to 46. On my acoustic, I'll use similar Paradigms 10 to 50s, either Paradigm or Earthwood. If I am playing some metal stuff, I will use Be Fair Slinky. My bass strings, I'll use regular Slinky as well. Obviously, I am an Ernie Ball artist, which is why I have so many Ernie Ball strings and lots of these cool things lying about. Ernie Ball! So basically, recently I invested in this gaming chair, which was the best investment I've made in a very long time, as my back was hurting quite a lot. And I got one of these footrests. You can also see my tuner there, and my Dunlop Crybaby, and my switch pedal for my Victory amp, and another Ernie Ball cable there. Ernie Ball cables are awesome. Golden Studios. Here's a Katina Mini by Boss. You've probably seen me play this in a couple of videos. It sounds great. It's a really good practice amp and it's super light. It's got a built-in delay, as you can see there, and yeah, I highly recommend that. It's quite expensive, but it's worth it for practicing. You'll probably see a lot of YouTubers promoting this at the moment. So if I want to mic up my amplifier, I will use my Shure SM57, which I have here. That's a great all-round microphone for miking up things. And also I have my condenser mic, which is an SE 2200A, and this is great for recording either acoustic, or you can even use it for recording your amp as you want, or vocals or whatever. I don't have my acoustic guitars in this room, but I do have a Faith Classic Burst in my studio, which you've probably seen in some of my videos. So let's go through all my studio bits and bobs. So firstly, I've got my iMac, which is a 27-inch iMac. I bought this in 2011. I've also got an extra monitor connector, as you can see up there, which is quite handy, so I can throw some bits up there and look at it later. Or when I'm editing, I can shove some bits up there. I'm saying bits a lot. There's a lot of bits going on in my studio. So yeah, going back to the computer. So this is a 2.7 gigahertz quad-core Intel Core i5. And it's been upgraded to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And that seems to be plenty for what I do. I do a lot of editing on there. I do a lot of recording, and it copes with it absolutely fine. I reckon this will last another 1 or 2 years unless it blows up. Don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Next up, we have my Tannoy speakers. I don't think that they make these anymore, but they've been amazing. I recently upgraded my sound card to the Scarlett 2i2 Focusrite because my old sound card stopped working when I updated my software on my iMac. So I'm not even going to promote the company that I used to use because they are annoying. I spent a lot of money on that, and because I upgraded this thing, I couldn't use it. Whereas I have to say, Focusrite are amazing. It doesn't really matter if you upgrade your software, it will still work on any computer pretty much. I've got my 100,000 subscribers plaque up there. Thank you so much, guys. That's a good reminder of why I do this, and I really enjoy doing this. I'm really lucky to be doing it full time. So anyway, I'm going off on another rant. So these lights that I use are LED lights. You can turn them up and down quite easily. Vovatech S600D lights, and I've got 2 of them, which are great. You can change out the white light for a yellow light as well. This is the main camera that I use. This is a Canon 600D, and I have a Tamron lens on this, SP 24 to 17 millimeters. The good thing about this camera is it does have a flip screen, so you can find out if you're in focus and things. Recently I got this remote, which is one of the best things I ever did. This works with the Canon camera, and you can tell it to focus on you when you're sitting down, or flip it to 1 and then press record. I'm quite proud of this actually. So you see all these stands for the speakers and the stands for the monitors. I actually made all these myself in the garden and just spray painted them black. So you don't need to spend hundreds of pounds on a desk. You can make it yourself. This is actually just a normal cabinet which I converted into a kind of nice area to put my amps. Same with this, I just put loads of foam on top of some wood that I put together. I find that us musicians are very creative and we prefer to make things than buy them, so you don't have to spend the money. Since I'm doing a studio tour, I thought I'd also go through the software that I use. So at the moment I'm recording through Logic Pro X, so I've got my vocal track here. Basically I just have a microphone plugged into my Focusrite sound card, and then that's going into this DAW. When I'm recording my guitars for YouTube, I will literally plug my guitar into my Victory amp, so the Kraken. Then the Kraken will then go into the Torpedo Live. The Torpedo Live will then connect to my Focusrite sound card, and then my Focusrite sound card will connect to my DAW, which is Logic Pro X, which is this. So within Logic Pro X, then to get my guitar sounds, I'll mess about with Torpedo Remote. So basically this allows you to try different cabs. So what have we got here? 2x12. This is basically like a Marshall kind of sound. You can change the brightness, the dark, get a vintage sound. This is basically a speaker simulator, so you can take the sounds from your Victory amp or whatever head you want to use and just mess about with different cabs. This is the closest you can get without actually miking up a guitar speaker. You don't have to use this method. I used to actually use plugins, so I used to use Guitar Rig. So let's have a little look at this, and you can choose your heads and your cabinets and things. That's another way to do things. You literally just plug your guitar straight into your sound card. So plug my guitar into my Focusrite sound card and then just choose your sounds you want. You could also use bias effects, which I've used in the past, but basically nothing has compared to my Torpedo Live in terms of the sound. To get my bass tones, I'll basically plug my bass into my sound card and then literally just use this plugin, which is a Dark Class Ultra plugin. This sounds awesome, so you've got loads of different sounds on this. Usually I'll program my drums, and the sounds that I use are from Addictive Drums 2. So that's this program here. So I bought the metal package, the rock package, and the Fairfax comes with it, I think. I think that's it in terms of what I'd use to record all my instruments. I do actually have a Roland electric drum kit, but it's actually in my loft, so I can't fit it in my studio at the moment because it's too small. To edit all my videos, I'll use Final Cut X, so you can see something on the timeline here. This is a great bit of software to use. It's very easy to use. This looks like quite a complicated edit, but it's not as bad as it looks. But I highly recommend investing in this software, because it's great. With my guitar tabs that are available on Patreon, I will use Guitar Pro, as you can see here, to tab everything out. So that's another bit of software that's worth investing. If you have $5 to spare every month, you can get tabs for most of my videos on Patreon, and it helps me out, keeps me in business. I think that's it for my tour, guys. Thank you very much for all your support. I hope that helps you in understanding how I record and what equipment I use, so you can go and do these kind of things yourself. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button if you haven't already. Make sure you don't miss out on any videos I upload. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon for another video.
You don't have a soul, there's a gaping hole. This relationship is taking its toll. You're the reason my life is so complicated.